I grew up in Massachusetts in a suburban town called West Springfield, and I attended a congregational church with my family as a youngster. In my Sunday school class at church, there was an election, and there was two candidates for president for I think it was the sixth grade class next year, a girl and myself. The Sunday school teacher took a vote in the presence of the candidates, and I got 0 votes, except my own, and the girl got all the votes. And after that, I said, I don't want any of this Sunday school stuff. So I left church and decided after that I didn't want anything to do with God. So as a teenager, I wanted to stay as far away as I could from God, nothing to do with it. In fact, I became an atheist. I really wanted to know what my purpose in life was. And then I thought, well, if I travel as far as away from the U.S. as I can, I'll find some meaning and satisfaction in life. So at 17 years old, I saved up money. I traveled in Europe, basically as a hippie, to 14 countries. And when I was there, it was in Luxembourg, outside the airport. It was the first time I'd ever really heard the gospel. We camped out with a number of young people who were Americans, and they explained to me who Jesus Christ was, who I was, and my need for Jesus Christ. After my time in Europe, I came back to the U.S., got deeply involved in drugs, partying, and in fact camped out in the woods as a hippie for 2 months. But at that time also, I reached a personal low, and that my twin brother said to me, if you don't do something with your life, make some major change in your life, I don't know what's going to happen to you. I myself held down the campsite for 3 days. I had a Bible at that time, and for those 3 days, I remember reading the Bible on my own with no distractions, and God spoke to me through His Word, and my heart began to open to the fact that certainly there was a God, and if there was a God, this was a record of His feelings towards me and of His concerns towards me. There was one more obstacle, and that was my own sinfulness. Because as an atheist, I believed that people were basically good. But as I looked around the world, and especially at my own life and my own condition, I realized that in fact I needed help desperately. And in fact, there was no one that could help me, that I was my own worst enemy. And because I was my own worst enemy, I needed the love that was so great that overcame the love of the enemy, and that was the love of Jesus Christ. The more I continue each day, I think the more personal His love for me becomes. So much happened at the cross, so much love, so much forgiveness. It's easy just to go away from that and forget, but I don't want to. I want to stay there and remember and live my life through the lens of the cross in loving others the same way that Jesus loved me. It's a daily challenge for me not to focus on self or what I want, but to allow Him to live in me and through me.